All right, guys, I got a new Cyber Dragon deck profile for you today. I got the Darkwing Blast for the first place deck profile. I've actually tried a going first build mixed with the Therions. I know they came out a little while ago, but it took me a little while to try it out and experiment a little bit. Going first Cyber Dragons is not the most optimal in my opinion, but with the Therions it definitely helps. It definitely is a good thing to see like just the Therion Regulus it really enables a lot. Like it's just a free negate, and depending on what you equip, it can help you out in certain situations. Equipping the Cyber Dragon hurts, so that during your opponent's turn when it's sent to grave, you get another search or an add back of like a core or something in the grave and stuff like that. It's a really cool little engine to mess around with. So getting started, we have our three Cyber Dragons. It's pretty standard. I almost wanted to cut it to two going first because even seeing one Cyber Dragon going first is like it's a little rough. But we still play machine dupe, so that's why I kept it at three. And there is still like discarding and stuff like that, so it does still work out. But it's just a thought I had maybe to try it out later. Next we have three Cyber Dragon cores. Going first, still first or second, no matter what with Cyber Dragons. Core is always going to be our go-to man for normal summoning and whatnot. So not much has changed. We run the All Mirage little combo that's with him. So yeah. And we play two Hurts and one Nashter. Nashter is really good for like recovery plays. Our second turn plays. We go first. It's the turn three plays, I guess you would say. And Hurts is just good for like discarding and stuff like that for the extra resource you get. But yeah, like I said earlier, equipping him onto the Regulus or discarding him from the Plant Therion is like it's like a 1-for-1 trade. You get like a resource back, so it's always kind of cool. Next we have two Galaxy Soldiers. I'd love to play three, but if you see two of them in your hand, it's like, or if you draw into the last one, it gets kind of like weird, like later in the game. He's better at three if you're going second, because like the first one could be like a bait, and then like you can search for the other one later or something like that. But it just works out better with two going first. Moving on to our spells. Yeah, I guess we'll do the Therion stuff all together. Whatever. Three Cyber Emergencies. This is like our starter, or our searcher for our starter for our core, and if we need some other random thing. We have one Cyber Repair Plant for the lineup, one Rev System, and one Cyber Load Fusion. Rev System can bring back random Cyber Dragons that we might need. Cyber Dragon if we want to go for a rank play. Hurts if we want to like search later. Nashter if we want to summon something back. Cyber Load Fusion is just it's a summonable. It's a searchable fusion spell that's like pretty good since you can use your banished, and we run Overflow of course. It's just a really good also for like disrupting during your opponent's end phase you can Overflow, pop a bunch of monsters, and then Cyber Load Fusion, and then shuffle all those guys back, and then pop all their back row. It's a really nice little combo you can do going first. It's like really enjoyable. Next we have that's it for the spells. Next we have two Cybernetic Overflow. Really good going first. It's a nice little extra disruption. If you already have all the searches you need for the combo, then you search for this. Or if you already have it, even better. Solid disruption. It's a couple of pops. Next we have three Machine Dupes. Machine Dupes sadly doesn't work with like the Therions. They're all really high attack. Sucks, but maybe one day we'll get a Therion that this works with that like makes the deck even cooler. But it still works with our Cyber Dragons, of course. It's an easy if you have this in your hand while you already have combo, then you have a Constellar Pleiades on top of everything. So you have like these negates and disruptions, and then you have like a bounce on top of that. Really cool stuff. For random one-off spells, we are running one Monster Reborn. Because it is kind of like combo based, so if you're having that extra like extender or like recovery play is good. Call by the Grave to hit a hand trap if we get hit, and Foolish Burial works well with the Therions, as well as Cyber Dragon Core for a recovery play to banish it, summon something from the deck, or Hurts to add something. one of the Cyber Dragons back. And for hand traps, we are playing 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's always just a really solid hand trap. It's always one of my favorites. And 3 Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre works really well in the deck. Not much to say about that. It's a light hand trap. It hurts back row decks, which usually this deck struggles against. Back row is the worst. And now for our Therion package, we are playing 3 Therion King Regulus. This guy's crazy. You just target a machine engrave, and then special summon him, equip that machine onto him. He actually works really well with ABCs. Maybe we got something cooking in the future. Who knows? But with the Cyber Dragons, he's really cool too. With the hurts, as I say, he's mainly really good with hurts. The other Cyber Dragons don't do as much. You can equip like Cyber Dragon, and I think you can still Chimera attack with him because it's like from the field, which is like cool but weird. But he's a really easy negate to summon. The main thing about him, and he's pretty big on attack too, which comes up here and there. Next we have 1 Borea. Now Borea searches for, you send a card from your field or hand to the grave, and you search for a Therion spell or trap, which is like really big because they have like some really good like spells and traps. So you can like equip Regulus onto her, and then send her to grave, search for the Therion Die Coliseum, which is like a really good field spell. So on activation, this searches for a Therion monster, and then if a monster would be destroyed by battle, you can Foolish a Therion monster or Endless Engine Argo system, or and then after that, if a monster is destroyed, you can add a Therion monster back from the graveyard to your hand, which is like all really cool effects because they work on your opponent's monsters as well. You can protect them from battle, or when they're destroyed, then you can add, and it's a field spell, so every turn you can protect and whatnot and do all that. And the reason why you want to send Endless Engine Argo is I play the 1. It Foolishes a Therion, which isn't that good, but it enables plays for other stuff. When this is in the graveyard, you can target it and a Therion card, put one of them back, add the other one to your hand. So you can like, so during your opponent's turn, if they try to destroy something, you send it off of this, and then your Regulus is now engraved. So you put this at the bottom of the deck, bring the Regulus back, easy negate setup for the next turn. It's a really like nice little loop you can have going. And also, if you have Endless Engine for our last card, it works with Therion Cross really well, because Therion Cross is a really cool card. It's what really convinced me to build the going first Cyber Dragon Therion deck. So along with Regulus being a negate, this also negates the effect of a monster, or if you control Therion, or you can banish the monster. So if a monster activates its effect, you can negate the effect or banish it. Both really solid, but if you have Endless Engine in your graveyard, then you can do both, which is like insane. And then you can also Endless Engine and bring this back too. But then you would only have like 1 effect, but it's still like really good. So you get like a Mechaba and a trap card that you can use like every turn. And moving on to our extra deck, we'll start with our Link 1s, or Link 1. We have All Mirage, so when you normal summon your core or whatever, you link into this, so you have the Cyber Dragon name engraved, and you can enable Repair Plant. Next for our Link 2s, I still play my 1 Cleavefort and my 1 Cyber Dragon Seeger. I was thinking about trying to like include IP Masquerena and Nightmare Unicorn, but the extra deck is really tight, and I'm not sure what to cut because there's a lot of like everything is like important for a bunch of different situations. So it's like it's rough. Like if anything, I might cut the Cleavefort, and one of the fusions we'll get to when we get to them for that, because sometimes you just end on 2 monsters, and that's better to make the IP and whatnot. It's better than like nothing. Moving on to our XYZs. For our rank 5s, we play 1 Constellar Pleiades and 2 Cyber Dragon Novas. Constellar Pleiades, if we have the machine dupe and we have combo, it's an extra disruption. Or like just like later in the game, like if we run through our rank 5s or whatever, we can go into a Pleiades, which hurts pretty bad against a lot of decks, like just bouncing like extra deck monsters and whatnot to elements. Like it kind of like puts them in like a weird spot. And Nova summons a Cyber Dragon from grave, banish it, cannot be OTK, 42 attack. but mostly you're just going to infinity. Next up, for our next rank ups, we have rank 6s. Our Cyber Dragon Infinities that we go into off of our Novas. This is like our main boss monster. It's our like easiest to make negate. Omni negate, soft once per turn. So like later in the duel you can get 2 of them on the field and like negate 2 cards per turn. Snatch up 2 monsters per turn. Really good card. And for our last XYZ, we play 1 Zeus. So like if the board gets crazy, it's really easy to like Nashter, bring back a Nova, go into Infinity, take a monster, attack, and then go into our boy Zeus over here, clear out the board, and start like taking control of the game. For our fusions, we have our 2 Chimera Techs. I don't play, usually I play 2 going second, but like I feel like it's not as necessary going first. Like you're just like going first, you're setting up a board, trying to disrupt and negate as many things as possible so that they cannot build like a crazy board. And that's what our Mega Fleet's like for. Like if they like summon something that's like a little wild, then we can just Mega Fleet it out without like giving up too much. And then you always got to run this for the machine matchup. Like it comes up sometimes and it's really good, especially for like Zeus's and stuff. Next, for our Cyber Dragon fusions, we have 1 Chimera Tech to summon off of our Cyberload fusion. Mainly to summon off of our Cyberload fusion, you know. It helps us combo a little bit, but mainly to like enable negate OTKing with our Seeger. We have 1 Eternity. Mainly Eternity and Cyber End are what we summon off of Nova. If it gets destroyed, then we summon 1 of these 2, and then after that, we what's it called? We can hit for 4,000 like piercing. That's kind of a lot, especially on like some like squishy defense position monsters. And this guy can like we can banish him from the grave, and then our machines are protected from like being destroyed by card effects and whatnot. This and Cleafort are what I'm thinking of replacing for Unicorn and IP, but still not too sure yet. Let me know what you guys think about that. And for our last extra card, we play 1 Invoked Mechaba. This is most likely the best thing to summon off of Nova. If they're playing like Dogmatica or something like that, they're running around here and there. If they're playing anything that makes you send off of the extra deck, you send Nova, you summon this out, and like during their turn you have a disruption, and like if they don't get rid of it, then it's constantly there. But yeah, that's it for the Cyber Dragon Therion deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. It performs pretty well. Especially when you get like the right hand with a mix of Cyber Dragons and Therions. But if you guys have any improvements, any other Therion or random cards I should check out to try and make it work a little better, let me know in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching.